Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to K-Hall Sanspur Field and Barker Family Stadium here on the campus of Rollins College for the kickoff of the 2025 Rollins women's lacrosse season. Hi, everybody. I'm Clark Sprinkle, bringing you all of the Rollins College women's lacrosse games here on the Tar Sports Network throughout the 2025 season. Happy to be joined today by Randy Silver. And Randy,
yes,
it is an absolutely glorious day for lacrosse.
Most of the U.S. right now is in snow and cold. It's 80 degrees and perfect weather here in Central Florida.
It is absolutely gorgeous. A great day to kick off the 18th season for your Rollins College Tars. Tars finished the season 11-6 on the season last year. Finished it up in the first round of the Sunshine State Conference Tournament. A loss against Lynn in overtime there.
Heartbreaking.
Tars lose a couple of huge contributors, Isabella Cecchi and Caroline Gastonguay. However, Caroline is back, just not on the field as an assistant coach this year. Sister Charlotte is here, will not be seen today. But nonetheless, not the season the Tars wanted last year. For the Tampa Spartans, couldn't be a different story.
Correct.
The defending national champions.
Can you say that one more time?
The defending national champions. University of Tampa won the 2024 national championship here in Winter Park, Florida at Showalter Field last year. A 13-8 win over Adelphi. They're the defending Sunshine State Conference champions. They're favored to win both again this year.
Correct.
The number one team in the country, favored to win the Sunshine State Conference. To say the Tars have their work cut out for them today, bit of an understatement.
Correct.
Nonetheless, Tars are gearing up for this one as we are ready, almost ready to go. Head coach Dennis Short in his 18th season, and, of course, Kelly Gallagher for the Tampa Spartans. Two coaches who have been the coach of both of these programs since their inception. Kind of interesting to see and unique to this game. Always exciting. Some new faces out there we'll see for the Tars. Some new faces we'll see for the Spartans as well.
Yeah, a lot of storylines break down throughout the match.
A lot of excitement. And now we'll take a quick break for our national anthem. From K-Hall Sanspur Field, our national anthem. And as we get ready for this one, obviously high hopes for the Tars. Tars picked to finish fourth in the Sunshine State Conference preseason by the coaches of the Sunshine State Conference, overwhelmingly going in favor for the Tampa Spartans. You know, I tell you what, it's a tough way to start your season. I think this is technically a non-conference game.
It is.
So we will see these teams will meet again, which is always nice. And we've had a lot of games between these two fantastic games over the years.
And they'll meet in April in Tampa.
And with that, Tars, however, have not won one since 2021 against the Spartans. Spartans have been on the way up, but some key contributors, Alex Walling, their goalie, who was such a key to that national championship that they earned last year. She has graduated. However, Sophie Risk is back.
Correct.
Lexi Waters is back as well. Some absolute standout players. We could spend an hour talking about, everybody there for Tampa.
One more player we missed, Peyton Howell. She was tabbed the USA Lacrosse Preseason Player of the Year. Someone you got to make note of.
And then, of course, for the Tars, you do have some big returning players as well. Madison McGarry, preseason first-team All-American. Holland Troutwine, All Sunshine State Conference last year. Madison McGarry, preseason All-American. She is back. Holland Troutwine is back as well. The draw control specialist had 139 draw controls last year, did Troutwine. Tars also added to the roster a transfer, another preseason All-American, Alicia Cannon, a transfer from Anderson out of South Carolina, averaged over 6 points a game last year. Offensive powerhouse there. Look for some success from her this season. Randy stepping into this one. Obviously, everybody heading out to the field. First time getting those pregame jitters out,
yes.
Getting ready to go, get the season kicked off here. Obviously, a lot, nowhere to go but down really for Tampa with all these expectations set on you. How does a team like that prepare for a game like this?
It's a great question. And when I spoke to Coach Gallagher earlier today, she said they still have the hunter mentality. They know they're being hunted by every team moving forward, but they have that underdog mentality. That's how they've trained all offseason. That's how they're coming into the season. So they're acting like, yes, hey, we got the rings, we got the title. That's a new season. It's new players coming into this team. And they have one big thing that no one's ever done, Clark, and that is defend the title. That's their ambition.
Draw control, first of the season, goes in favor of the Tars. Substitutions coming in out. Ball work back behind the cage. Ad X coming around right side. Tars control. White jerseys, white skirts, silver numerals for the Tars. Red jerseys, red skirts, and black numerals for the Spartans. Ball worked up top left as Allen control. Swings it up top center. Back to Allen. Sticking her right hand, works it back behind. As the Tars will run it through X. Little pick set behind. No, we'll roll off that. Coming around the cage, shot over top. Misses the mark, out of bounds. Just. And Tars will retain possession. All worked up top right quickly for the Tars. Off-ball movement, but Tars struggle with the handle. They pick up the ground ball, get a step, however, well defended by the Spartans. They'll work it back behind. Ball running through X again, looking up the right side. No, nice dance move behind. Coming up left side. There's the pass. There's the shot. Tars are on the board. A great goal there for the Tars. Abby DeGroat.
And for Tampa in cage, Paige Borkowski, her first shot seen in the Tampa uniform after transferring from Youngstown State. The sophomore, not able to save that one. Top cheddar, good shot.
Great shot, great pass from behind. A great play there for the Tars. And you want to start off the season on the right foot, start off the game on the right foot. That is the way to do it right there.
Coach Short could not have drawn on that better. You win the draw. You keep possession for about a minute and a half. You get a shot. You get the ball back. And you score a goal, take a 1-0 lead on the defending champions.
Delaney Hudson credited with the assist there.
You can feel the energy here, Clark. I like it.
I do. You hear the Tars bench to our left as we are low amongst the action in the press gazebo right in between the teams, and we love being here. As that draw control will go in favor of the Spartans. They'll work that one back behind and carry it through X. Swung over left side. Eyes up the field. They'll work it up top center. Skip it over top right. Back top center. A lot of off-ball movement coming from up top to down low here from the Spartans. Early going. Ball worked back behind. McMillan defending on D. They'll switch that off on the zone defense. Swing it back up top right. Looking to drive again. Pushing them to your help. And a shooting space violation, and that is going to put the Spartans on the 8-meter. And Vitale is going to be tested here in the early going.
And that was something that I talked to the coach earlier, Coach Short, about. He said too many turnovers, too many unforced errors cost him a lot last season. Something like this. Free shots on goal.
3, 4, 5. They'll drive all the way in. A delayed call, but they'll find the back of the net, will the Spartans, and tie this one up 1-1 in the early going. Just 2 minutes gone and 2 goals we have seen.
And that's something.
Stick check is good, and everything counts.
And again, Tars offense, great job getting the first goal, but then you create a foul, giving Tampa, the reigning champions, national champions, a free shot on goal like that. you have to play sound ball on both sides. You can't let your offense take the lead and the defense does something like that.
Myhall credited with the goal there for the Spartans. Unassisted there off the 8-meter. One-to-one on draw control so far. And that'll go up. Come out in favor of the Spartans. They'll easily handle the ground ball, but lose the handle. Try and redirect it, they do. Nicely defended there from DeGroat. However, they'll step that one in. Ball work back behind. Left side looking to drive. Everybody clearing out, looking to go one-on-one. Excellent defense there from the Tars. And no, we're going to have a foul called. Oh, I thought that was good.
It looked good. Again, for Tars, new goalie in cage this year, Angelina Vitale.
And Vitale be tested once again. No, not an 8-meter, an indirect there. They'll take a step around, take a shot. That's going to go 5-hole on Vitale and just find the back of the net. Excellent shot placement there, shooting at her feet, and a very, very difficult save to make. Very aggressive defense there from the Tars. Cost them, got
Correct.
the penalty, and when that happens, you're going to, take a half step back kind of thing,
Sure.
and just didn't quite get tight enough there.
2 shots on cage, 2 goals for Tampa. Killer mentality. And when you're playing the number 1 team in the nation, you can't keep giving up shots. You got to play sound defense.
Sophie Risk there with the goal.
And you and I were at the championship game last year. She had 5 goals in the first half of the championship game against Adelphi, tying the record for most goals in a game. And she didn't get any in the second half. I talked to her after the game, and she was disappointed. If she'd known that, she would have gone for it.
Well, Alf, just an incredible player, an absolutely incredible player, and anybody would be lucky to have somebody like that, and especially for as many years as they have. Ball up top. Tars need to get it in. They do. Successful clear finally after the draw control violation by the Spartans. Over the line they were. As the Tars work it back X. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Trying to drive right side, trying to slip underneath. Nicely defended there by the Spartans. Pass right on top. Tars can't make the handle. Ball on the deck. And that is going to be picked up there by Borkowski. Credit her with the ground ball, and won't go in the book as a caused turnover, but it almost should.
It was a good check by Waters to be able to stop that shot.
Fast break opportunity here for the Spartans. They're in. They've got numbers. Hard foul there from the Tars. We might see a card come out here. That is a hard foul, and yes, we do.
You know, I'm okay with that foul, though. Rather stop the easy shot. Could be a goal. Make them earn it.
Yeah, hard foul there, and as the official gives us the call, cross-check is the call against Whitney McMillan, the graduate student out of Malvern, Pennsylvania, rather.
But Clark, something to be aware of. Rollins takes a shot, and instantly Tampa goes fast and gets a fast break out of it.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared.
How do you spell lacrosse? R-U-N, and Tampa wants to run. There's the shot, off-stick hip, and Tars can't get to that one. That'll release that penalty. And quickly, the Spartans are out to a 3-1 lead here. Not quite 4 minutes gone. It has been a fast-paced game. Tars have had success here on that first possession.
Correct.
A kind of a longer possession, took their time, waited for that high-quality shot, that high-percentage shot. They got it and got on the board. Since then, Tampa has been running and gunning and had a lot of success with that.
3 fouls, 3 goals. So I know some of the fouls were needed, especially that last one, but minimize the fouls, play sound defense, and make them earn it, not from a free position or a one-on-one with the goalie.
Ball is up, comes out in favor of the Tars. They'll redirect it. Can they win the foot race? No, they can't. Ball on the deck, and last touched by the Spartans. It's going to be Tars' ball. Good hustle there.
Yes.
from Havivian to step that one in and pick that one up. And she'll work that back behind.
Fun name to say, Havivian.
Yes. Ball back behind now, coming around right side. Tars up above the GLE. There's a cross check in the arm, no call. Not quite as hard as the one that McMillan put out earlier. Ball at X now. Everybody else up above. Trying to break out, coming around left side. Check almost to the head. Looked awfully close to me, but officials say no. Tough pass right into the numbers there. Tars will handle the ground ball. Still plenty of time to shoot, though. Vivian controls. Ball swung over, right side. Tars control, looking to drive in. There's a hard check right to the arm. Cross check is the call. We'll get going again. Worked right side, trying to drive in, nothing doing. Excellent defense there from the Spartans. Skipped up, top left. 20 to shoot now for the Tars. They'll take that step in, roll. Nothing doing, and lose the handle. Spartans will pick that one up. They've got numbers on this one, and they will force the issue, trying to break that one in. Excellent job by the Tars getting back, though, and cutting off that fast break opportunity. Ball work back behind. Tars will jump the pass, knock it down. Spartans will come up with the ground ball, step in front of the crease, and we'll see have a push called. Almost a crease violation there, but the call is a push, and we'll have another 8-meter coming up.
I like the aggressive play to try to jump it, but that's what happens when you miss it. You give them opportunity on the crease.
Yeah, you're behind if it doesn't connect, but I tell you what, I love the aggression. Tampa elects to pull that one back out, pass that one off, and work it back behind. Ball coming around left side, up above the GLE. Trying to drive now. Skipped over right side. Can't make the handle on the pass. Tars will direct that ground ball to Vital, and she'll swing it out near side. Tars on the clear now. Trying to work that up. As Goldstein successful with the clear. And Havivian controls for the Tars back into their offensive end. Grote swings it over near side to Cannon. Ball back behind, right side now. Stepped up, here's Cannon directing some traffic. Swings it back to DeGroat. You hear head coach Dennis Short calling for motion. Now we have some off-ball movement. Abby DeGroat drives, shoots, and scores.
Great shot.
Tell you what, you get that off-ball movement, you pull
Correct.
defenders through just like that. There's nobody there on that slide, and just a great play there. That is Lacrosse 101 right there. And Abigail DeGroat with her second of the game and the second for the Tars right there. Just a great play, and quite frankly, a simple play.
Yes.
Against a very sophisticated defense. Sometimes the simple answer is the best answer.
Correct. And the first goal she had was top left corner. This one in between the goalie's legs. Now you're in the goalie's head thinking which way is she going to go, up or down, side to side, keeping her options open.
Borkowski, I think, got her stick on that, but ball just trickled through.
You know, Clark, something as well, with both Gastonberries not playing, the question is, Gaston-Gaze not playing, where's the offense going to come from for Rollins? Obviously, Caroline graduated last year, all-time leader in goals. That's big shoes to fill for this team.
Well, right now, Abigail DeGroat, listed as a defender, leads the Tars in scoring. As the Spartans will come away with that, a hold call on the Tars on that draw. They'll work it back behind. Try to bring it around left side. There's the pass off. There's the shot back across the body. That'll miss the mark. Backed up by the Spartans. Work it in right side. Everything from the Spartans has come from up top, too. They have not been attacking from behind the cage for their 3 goals. They'll work it back behind, but Keep the eyes up. Swung up, top left. Here's DeGroat defending. Excellent job keeping her feet. There's the double team. Tars force the turnover. Can't come up with the ground ball. Spartans will come away with that one. Stoppage they're called from the officials. I'm not sure why.
I think it was something with the shot clock, maybe?
Yeah, calling for the reset of the shot clock. They said that the Tars did take over possession there, caused the turnover. No, let's see. Official's going to come over. 58. So we'll redo that and not call a possession for the Tars. I didn't see a signal, and don't know if the Tars called it or not. But
I didn't think they got possession of it.
Officials, the hand signals are always a bit of a mystery in this game. As we're back underway now, ball left side. Swung back up, top left. Looking for that move. There's the inlet pass right on top of the cage. Shot and a goal for the Spartans.
Good shot. Right side of cage, low. Hard for the keeper, Vitale, to get there. First start for the Tars this season, giving up 4 goals 6 minutes into the game. Or 6 minutes left in the first quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, Vitale has not really had a chance on these shots. They've been all right on top of her. You know, as a goalie, you've got to stop those shots that are 6 to 10 meters out, and really nobody's shooting from 10 meters out ever. But, you know, that 6 to 8 meter range, that's your job as a goalie. Stop those shots.
Correct.
There. It's just so difficult, if not impossible, to stop those shots right on top of you like that. And, all 4 goals for the Spartans have been right on top of Vitale. Sarah Engel with the goal there.
And Clark, at the same time, if a keeper can make 1 or 2 saves like that, that gives the team so much confidence to know that your keeper is playing on top of her head today.
It does. It absolutely changes the game. Held stick is the call there against the Spartans. It will be Tars' ball. That will release, however. You see the Spartans run up really quick. There was no possession called, so the Spartans attack with that foul, immediately get up and start redefending. That's a national championship team right there that knows that. You won't see that in some games that the Tars will play here this season, as they'll lose their footing trying to get the clear, and they eventually do, but, you know, burning a lot of calories out there doing it. Ball work back behind. Tars, again, have had success when they slow things down, play their game, wait for those high potential chances, those high percentage opportunities.
And use the shot clock. That means Tampa doesn't have the ball on offense.
Absolutely. Time of possession, such a key, Randy. And Tars, with a beautiful cut across shot, is going to be saved there by Borkowski. Ground ball is going to be battled for and picked up by the Spartans. And they will get on their horse and take off. Quick pass up the field right here at the box. And again, Spartans going quick, not slowing down. Tars doing an excellent job of changing through the box. Virginia Stone getting out there and cutting off the fast break opportunity.
Clark, to tell a story really quickly, Coach Gallagher talked about they practice at 12 p.m. every day in Tampa because they know they play in heat 24/7, especially championship game. And you can see out here in the heat right now, they're effortless. They're used to playing this type of sun.
Heat, it's 79 degrees. This isn't heat, this is cold. I was trying to figure out which jacket I was going to wear to the game today.
You got like a half on, half off?
Yeah, something like that. You know, maybe a quarter zip or something like that.
But that championship game we're at, it was 95 on AstroTurf. It was well above 100 on the field. And Tampa ran all day on the Delphi.
They did. They were the better conditioned team. I'm not sure what happened there. In and out of the crease, maybe Vitale had a foot out of the crease and carried it back in. But I don't know what that was all about. Nonetheless, ball is back in the Spartans. An unforced error there from the Tars. I just don't know what it was. As Spartans control, top center, fresh 90 for him. Work it back behind. Tars getting hung up top. There's the pass backside, and an easy goal there right on top. A missed assignment there from the Tars D. Just a little out of sorts there. They thought they had a clear going, and then all of a sudden, it's going back in the Spartans' way.
They got caught ball watching, back cut. Nobody saw the woman running down the crease. Easy catch, easy score.
Ponytails. When I used to coach the game, you would always coach your offensive players. As soon as you see your defender's ponytail, that's when you take off. And, a lot of ponytails on that one.
And coming into this game for Rollins, you're playing the number 1 team in the nation, the reigning champions. You knew it would not be easy. And Coach Short said, hey, we always play the best teams. I looked at their the schedule. They're playing 6 of the top 15 teams this season in the national rankings. They have a tough schedule, and it only makes them better when they get deeper in the season.
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Correct.
And Tars have always played difficult schedules, and that's something that's
give them credit.
Yeah, and it's something, quite frankly, that's been a bit of an issue in this game, where you'll have some teams, maybe, and we see it in college football and talked about it ad nauseum this year.
Alabama.
Yeah, well, and plenty of teams. Should they have been there? Should they not have been there? That conversation has been going on for a long time here at this sport. But, all you have to do is win. That's it. At the end of the day, just win.
Well, Coach Short said that he feels like his team gets worse when they play a team inferior, and because they have bad mistakes or they do stuff they shouldn't be doing. So he's like, I'm going to play the best teams.
Shot gets deflected off of a Tar stick. I'm surprised we do not see a dangerous shot call off of that. A little surprising. Stick was fairly outstretched, though. There's the drive around the cage, and just talent and physicality dominating there for the Spartans. What a beautifully placed shot there.
And that was your MVP of the championship game last year, Sophie Risk, with her second goal of the day. She makes it look so effortless from behind X. She's able to get a step on her person, get her body facing goal, and can pinpoint a corner, put it between the legs. I will be very surprised if she stays healthy. She's not an All-American at the end of the season.
Absolutely. I think you can I don't think you even need to pencil that one in. I think you can write that one in ink. An absolute force to be reckoned with, the senior out of Baltimore, Maryland.
And one thing that her coach told me was how she's stepped up as a captain this year. Last year she was a transfer student, kind of found her way throughout the season. But through this offseason and the beginning of this new season, she's really stepped up as a leader, and she galvanizes her team.
A warning there for the Tars. Not getting the personnel out there maybe quite in time. And we're back underway. Ball is up. Tars with a chance here to come away with this one. Can't make the handle. It's a ground ball battle. That's going to be directed in the way of the Spartans. Now, that was an interesting move there. Kind of picked it up, fell over the line. You get possession. But, however, they'll give that one up.
It almost looks like that was a set play. If she gets it, they expect someone to run to the corner, and that's where they'll go get it. Oh, great check.
Beautiful check there from the Spartans. And we're heading back the other way. They have numbers here. We could see a one-on-one. Here's McMillan driving in, pushing that one off. Great D there from McMillan to shut down that sure-fire one-on-one opportunity against Vital. Ball passed up right side. Tars need to reset, gather themselves up. They don't. Ball comes in backside on that cut, and the Spartans have found the back of the net again.
You talked about that. That was great defense by McMillan. Then they had the double team behind at X. But once the double team is broken, you got to get back to the middle of the crease and find where the open woman is. Rollins didn't. She came right through. Easy shot on goal. Another goal in the back of the net.
Yeah, just a tough spot there for Vital yet again. And quickly the Spartans have hung 7 on the Tars. And all 7 of them really right on top of her. Just an excellent job. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a timeout here from head coach Dennis Short.
And we still have 2:20 left here in the first quarter. Could be a long game. But a lot of good stuff we're seeing from Rollins. They're just losing the transition game.
Yeah, Spartans want to move fast. They want to go fast, and they are, and they're having success with it right now. Jenna Myhall credited with that goal, assisted by Caitlin Price.
Now I'm looking over right now. You can't see this on the screen, but they have
nice check there by the Spartans.
They have dog masks over on the sidelines. 2 players are wearing and barking during the face-offs. The draw controls.
I have not picked that up.
Yeah. Well, next time, look, you can see
there
right now.
Go. Okay, I am picking that up now. Yes.
I heard some barking. I was like, this is interesting. I'm not sure if we'll get the camera shot of that. If our production team can get that for the next draw control.
As the Spartans work that on to their offensive third of the field. Quickly back behind. Skipped all the way up. Spartans taking their time here a little bit. This is a little slower pace than we've seen from them. And just as I say that, you start seeing the off-ball movement coming a little bit here. Start seeing some cuts coming. Excellent D from McMillan. She loses her footing. And on the slow whistle, the Spartans will find the back of the net. And just too many opportunities there for Tampa.
Too easy. You can't let the attack women just run through the middle of your defense like that. And then she gets a free shot on goal. Give her credit. She went low to high with it, bounced it in. Makes it hard for Rollins goalie. But overall, as a defender, you got to be able to stay in front of your woman better than that.
Goldstein checking back in there, and actually you got to trust. You got to trust that slide's going to come, and that slide, typically about midpoint in the season, it really starts coming quick, and you'll see it take a little time. And your first games of the season, you're just not up. Practice speed is one thing. Too many men out there for the Spartans. We'll change things out. Tars have one warning. The Spartans have a warning. And now we'll get ready to go. Ball is up, and Troutwine will cover that one all up by herself. Come away with the ground ball, beat one defender, beat a second. Take it into the offensive end. Ecal looking for some help, gets challenged right away. She's kind of in unfamiliar territory there, and she'll lose the handle, doesn't get a whole lot of help there. And ground ball is going to be picked up there by Borkowski.
Something with the shot clock, I heard the referee say.
Shot clock is turned off. However, I think it needs to be turned on, even though we're under 90 seconds left in the quarter. Yeah, shot clock stays on, even though it's under 90 in the quarter.
Probably so they can make sure that you get across the midline in time.
Well, not so much that, but if you have a foul or something like that towards the end of the quarter. Now in the women's game, you'll retain possession if you're one woman up or one woman down kind of thing. So we have a card coming out. Green card. Okay. Yep, there's our green card, our foul in the transition area. That's a 1 minute releasable penalty.
I would expect Tampa to let this game clock run out. Take a shot, maybe 10 seconds left.
We shall see. It's been going foot on the gas most of this game.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah. Another foul. Another green card. Ugh. Tars are 2 women down now. Oh, offsides is the call there. I thought we had a push there in transition, but no, offsides is the call.
This may be a weird question. How can it be offsides on defense?
I don't know. I don't know what that call was about. I don't know. This is not a rule change year either. 24-25, same rules for 24 and 25. but I heard the official say offsides, didn't you?
Yes, he did.
Okay. All right. There's a shot right on top, and again, the Spartans have found the back of the net to make it a 7-goal margin here. And we're going to have a goalie change as Anya Studebaker is going to head out in relief of Vital.
You know, that's a tough call to make as a coach. First game of the season, not even through the first period, making a goalie change. A lot of those were not Angelina's fault.
No.
And as a goalie, mentally, you have to stay locked in for this, not let this ruin the season so early, like one period in.
It's such a tough position to be in, and you know, not at this level, but in high school I played goalie, and all goalies are a little bit out there, we'll say, and it's such a mental thing. That most important save to make is always the next one. You're going to get scored on, but Vital hadn't had a whole lot of opportunities there to make some big saves, and sometimes you just don't have it, and take a break, and you know, reset can do you good.
Correct. And also the other way to look at it is maybe it's a wake-up call like in hockey. You switch out the goalie, try to bump up your whole team.
Absolutely. Try to spark something out of the defense there. It's foul there on the near side. However, Spartans will retain possession. And that will do it for this first quarter of actions. Tampa Spartans lead it a score of 9-2 over your Rollins College Tars. After a great start there from the Tars, Randy. However,
yes.
Spartans doesn't look like they have missed a beat here coming off their national championship season last year.
9 shots on goal, 12 shots total, 9 goals. Every shot on goal is in the back of the net. That is an amazing percentage.
And the high percentage of putting those shots on the goal too.
Correct.
So often you got to put it on the 6x6.
Correct.
You got to put it on the 6x6. Make the goalie make a save, and it's really it's a heck of a lot easier to score from 3 or 4 yards out, and that's where most of these goals have been coming from.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen, even on the 8-meter shots that we've seen, that 1 8-meter shot that they did take, drove it in, shot right on top. Defense couldn't collapse just in time, and with that, a 7-goal margin here for the Spartans early going.
Sarah Eagle, 4 goals, 4 shots. It does not get better than that in the first period, the first quarter. You have Sophie Riss with 2 goals, and then Jenna Mihal also with 2 goals. And number 30.
McGarvey credited with the other goal. For the Tars, it's been all about Abby DeGroat, listed as a defender, playing a lot of midi, and both goals credited to her in the early going here.
And give credit to Rollins on the draw control. It's 6-6. Early in that first quarter, they were keeping the ball. They got the shots on cage. And back half of the quarter, Tampa did a nice job at creating turnovers off the draw control. Transition defense leads to solid offense for them.
Yeah, obviously, first game of the season for both crews. Always some bugs you want to work out. Kind of a different offseason for the Spartans, too.
Correct.
Obviously, with all the Hurricanes to contend with, their fall ball was different, to say the least.
Coach Gallagher said that 3 or 4 different times. Everyone had to go home, come back, go home. That's on top of being the student part of being a student athlete. So it's not easy. And she said that it really was a disjointed fall ball, especially coming off a championship, not the way they would want to prepare. However, in this spring, they haven't had any Hurricanes yet. Knock on wood. We haven't hit that season yet. But they've had a much better spring, and you're seeing it out here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can practice in the rain, the cold, the heat, the snow. You can't practice in a hurricane, though.
No.
I do know that.
No.
I do know that. And
it'd be wild to see a shot in a 100-mile-an-hour wind. Be interesting.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to be the one taking it. I wouldn't want to be the one calling it either. I would want to be hunkered down somewhere in a concrete building. Thank you very much. But Tampa, of course, hammered by some hurricanes this year.
Yeah. We wish everyone out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recovery is going well. I'm from Southern California, and we just dealt with the fires.
Geez.
Luckily, my family was okay from it, but I know quite a bit of people, family, friends who lost everything. So, natural disasters are really unfortunate, and just wish everybody out there the best.
Certainly, that's Randy Silver. I'm Clark Sprinkle. Thank you for joining us here for the first game of the 18th season of Rollins College Women's Lacrosse here at K Hall Sanspur Field. And the defending national champions are looking like the #1 ranked team in the country right now. They lead at a score of 9-2 over your Rollins College Tars.
I think you can say that one more time. They're looking like the defending national champions.
They look good. They look good. You know,
this team's going to be tough to beat. It's going to be a very well-conditioned team who win draw controls and minimize the number of errors on defense to beat Tampa.
Draw control is up, and Spartans will come away with that one. Troutwine redefends, forces the ball on the deck. DeGroat steps in there.
She kind of ran into her.
Yeah. A card coming out on that?
Calling a cross check.
I didn't see that at all.
It looked like she was just standing there.
Helen Troutwine with the yellow card there. Kind of came in there a little bit out of control. I didn't see her arms extend there. I saw her in position. I thought that might have been one of those that could go either way, but it goes against the Tars there. I'll have to look at it on replay, which actually could come into the women's game here in the future. The advent of replay in all these sports, it's never been in the game. There's an unforced error there from the Spartans. Ball passed out of bounds.
Would they bring it down to D2?
You know, I certainly hope so. I would say, hey, you know, if you have the technology, we don't have the technology today for doing replays and everything, but we have in the past, and you know, I don't know what's going to be involved with all of that, but certainly would be a different review. You could review yellow cards, red cards for severity of fouls, things like that. We'll see how that shakes out. It's in every other sport. Why wouldn't it be here?
Yes, I agree.
Ball on the deck. Held stick called there. Against the Tars. Or no, against the Spartans, rather. That'll be Tars' ball. Studebaker, who's in the cage now for this second quarter, works it across. Ball worked up, and Goldstein controls. Quickly moved in the air. Tars in with an opportunity now. Work it across, shoot, low to low. Tars with a beautiful goal on the slow break right there. And the Tars have got a little pep in their step here to start off the second quarter.
And you called that brilliantly, Clark. Low to low. Expecting maybe a bounce. No, she just let that roll straight down between the goalie's legs. Fantastic break, finding the angle to put in the back of the net. Hey, Tars were up 1-0 in the first quarter. Now they're up 1-0 in the second quarter. Make the games out of the games.
Delaney Hudson with the goal there. And you saw the way she shot it. You know, normally you'll see a player change the plane. You saw her eyes almost looking up high.
Correct.
You know, baiting the goalie, hey, I'm going to shoot high, you know, trying to get Borkowski to make that move up high. She stayed high, and ball just found the back of the net. A beautiful shot there from Hudson. Ball comes up in favor of the Spartans on the deck. They'll quickly step it in. Tars need to step up and play D. They do. Ball top right, trying to slip underneath. Slide comes in late. Pass is going to be, shot is going to be swung back behind. A bit of an Australian shot there. Ball coming in at X. And that's going to find the back of the net there, and that will release the penalty there.
And that was your preseason Player of the Year All-American, Peyton Howell, in the goal. Tampa's offense just makes it look so effortless. You have to say.
And it's not easy what they are doing.
No,
Tars
not
are
at
playing
all.
good defense. They're just, you know, kind of that half step, quarter step behind right
Correct.
now.
Tampa knows how to get the angle to make the shot that much easier to put it in.
Yeah, and they're just a tad bit quicker off the jump here.
And this is a good test for Rollins to put on game film. Hey, you know, the #1 team in the nation, we got some goals, but look at what we need to improve And the right coach, the right mentality, the right culture of the team will be able to look at this and say, hey, when we go play Tampa in April, this is what we need to do better.
Yeah, at the end of the day, and Tampa's going to step over the line there a little too early. Before there was possession, Tampa stepped over that restraining line. As Goldstein controls, gets shoved to the ground. We're going to have a card coming out here, I would imagine.
And Clark, to remind the fans at home, this is a non-conference matchup. Even though this is two SSC teams, this does not count for conference record.
Yellow card going against Isabella Avila on the cross check. Tars will be one woman up here for 2 minutes. That earlier goal for the Tars is shorty.
You know what I do like about the women's game? When you're in the penalty box, they give you a chair to sit in.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, the men's game, you're on a knee.
Yeah, you got to take a knee, right up in the box and all that. And you're always asking your buddy, hey, can you give me some water? I need some water or something like that. And
I got some grapes for you sitting in the chair.
yeah, it is a little bit different story here. Ball worked back behind. Tars moving the ball quickly here. Worked over left side. Back left. Beautiful inlet pass. Tars with a shot and a beautiful goal there. Katie Bell finds the back of the net for the Tars. What a great cut. And she comes across there. She didn't ask for the ball. She didn't request the ball. She demanded the ball on that cut.
And
I'm open. Pass it to me right now. And what a beautiful goal that was there from Katie Bell.
And what an emphatic way to slam her her stick down, too. That bounced way back up in the air.
Delaney Hudson with the assist there. Great vision up the field to find her. But I tell you what, I love seeing that. How many times do you see somebody cut across and it looks like they're just saying, hey, I'm open, I'm open. And that was textbook right there from Katie Bell, the sophomore out of Crofton, Maryland. Demanding the ball wide open, finds the back of the net, shoots across her body, and beats Borkowski there.
And this was the first time we saw Tampa in the box for a card, and Rollins made them pay. So good job by Rollins being able to get something back right there.
Draw control goes in favor of the Tars. They're going to go fast here, foot on the gas. As Nickel brings it in, works it back behind. Spartans will recover a little bit and challenge the Tars back behind. Coming around left side. All right side now. Cannon controls. Swings it up to DeGroat. Over to Nickel. She'll look to drive. Tries to beat her defender. She does! Finds the back of the net on the 7-meter shot. What a beautiful shot and goal there for the Tars.
I'm looking over at Coach Gallagher's face right now for Tampa. She's a bit perplexed this happened. I don't know if she's a little bit disappointed in the goaling or the defense letting it happen.
Sydney Nickel just gets up that head of steam, and she didn't get 2-3 steps in front of her defender. It's tough to shoot in those positions. You have to be careful of the dangerous propel. You have to be careful of the dangerous follow-through. She did a great job of coming through controlled, taking a hard shot that was well-placed, and didn't lose control in the follow-through to make contact with her defender. A great heads-up play there by Sydney Nickel.
And give Rollins credit. Down 9-2 at the end of one. They're winning quarter two, 3-1. It's a 5-goal game. This is not over by any means. Keep chipping away at it.
This is a momentum game. And
last year, how many games did we do where Rollins scored 6-7 in a row?
Yeah, and quite frankly, that's what you need to happen in a situation like this. Keep your foot on the gas, win some draws. However, empty is the call there, and that's going to go in favor of the Spartans. Stop here would be key for the Tars.
Yes. And again, new goalie in cage at the end of the first quarter as well.
Big save for Studebaker would do wonders for this team. Unforced error there from the Spartans. However, Tars not in position as Cannon was getting coached up there by TK and just not quite in the right spot to pick up that ground ball. Right side now, under 60 to shoot here. Run through X for the Spartans. Swung over left side. Quickly skipped up, top center, over top right. They'll look to drive. Tars looking to defend. Slide's got to come quick. It does. However, shot across the body, off stick low. Studebaker can't make the save on that one. And the Spartans have added to their lead.
Yeah, a bit slow reaction time there by Studebaker. You could tell that she was not prepared for that one. But that's a good shot. Give it credit. They always
great
say
shot.
Shoot on the goalie, offside hip, low, and that's the hardest shot to save.
Shoot at the feet, off stick. It's almost impossible to make that save. Sarah Engel with the goal there for the Spartans.
And what do good teams do? They respond. When the team's making a run, you know how to cut that run out. You win the ball, you score a goal. A lesser team, maybe Rollins gets 10-7, 10-8, and now it's like, uh-oh, the tide's turned. Tampa, with the championship pedigree, is able to stop that run right there.
You hear a lot of chatter, however, from the Tars bench. On the draw, you got to keep up that spirit as the Spartans will come away with that draw. Quickly work that one back behind. Ball at X now. Spartans slowing things down a little bit from what we saw earlier in the game. They'll look to drive from the right side and work that one back behind. Left side trying to roll underneath. Ground ball, Goldstein getting in the mix. Great check there from Goldstein. No, says the official. And it'll stay in possession with Tampa. Goldstein will have to take that step behind. All worked over right side, skipped up, top right, top left. Passes very crisp and quick from the Spartans now. They started to slow things down. Then once you get under 40 seconds, let's speed things up. 3-second violation, my guess, is the call here from the official. No. Push, he says. That will be an 8-meter because it's in the critical scoring area. Sophie Risk with an opportunity here to get another. She'll drive in, she'll shoot, and just a tough bouncer there for Studebaker to get to. Took a big hop off of the deck there.
And two defenders ended up on the ground. Give Sophie credit. She was able to beat the two and put it in a place Studebaker had a tough time with it. That gives her a hat trick on the day.
Now, what is that you got going on over there? There's your dog head. we're throwing the dog up in the air. I see.
They're creating their own mascot.
I like it. I don't think that's a Spartan. Last time I checked.
No.
But no. Yes.
Big draw control here for Rollins to win.
Yeah. A little bit of a run that Tampa has started here. Ball high up in the air. Who's got the ups to go and get it? And Tampa will come away with that one. They'll work that back behind, getting their offensive personnel on the field there. As Price will step in for the Spartans and control. I'll work back behind. Tars not pursuing behind at the moment. Now looking to drive from up high. I'll work it off. Back over left side. Coming around now. Left side. There's the inlet pass. There's the shot. And that's going to beat Studebaker again.
Mihal's second goal of the game. Give her credit. This was, I want to say, Clark, the fifth or sixth that's through the 5-hole of the goalie.
Yeah.
They're placing the ball right where it is. Usually, like, if you say it's a bad shot, stick side, right at there, you can just catch it. All these, like, yes, you want your goalie to make some saves, but they're well-placed shots, making it difficult to make those saves.
Very well-placed shots, and a lot of that is coaching. It's one of those things that, you know, You do it in practice, and you learn that in practice, and quite frankly, you learn that the hard way. How often do you see somebody playing catch with the goalie, shooting stick side high? And that's one of those things where, all right, if you shoot it stick side high, you're doing a lap kind
Correct.
of thing. All right, stick side high shot, go do a lap. Everybody wants to see, and you see this in the men's game much, much more, and it drives me crazy. Because I'm pretty sure they haven't changed the rules yet, Randy, but if you score in one of the top corners, it doesn't count for 2 points. It still just counts for 1. And that bounce shot, that low shot is so much more difficult to save as a goalie. And a well-disciplined, well-coached team in Tampa has shot every single one low today. There hasn't been a shot taken above hip.
No, and they're all bouncers. Now the question is, we see in the Major League Lacrosse a 2-point arc. Do you think college lacrosse ever brings something like that?
You never know. I don't think you'll see that in the women's game with shooting space being what it is and everything, trying to and encourage shots, a lot closer on goal,
yes.
Reduce potential injury and everything with that. So maybe not in the women's game, but I don't know.
Especially with no helmets on.
Yes, and I don't think we're in helmets now here in the state of Florida at the high school level. I don't think we want to see that at the collegiate level. It's of course an elective thing. Obviously, if you want to wear that, you can wear those modified helmets. So, of course, we have Goldstein out there who does wear a helmet, and you see a lot of players now at different levels wearing different levels of headgear, I would say.
Well, it goes to the NFL with the Guardian caps over the helmet. I would say, I think I saw a stat. It was like 30% of players in the NFL wore a Guardian cap this season.
Wow.
Which I thought was a high number.
Yeah,
NFL
very
players,
high.
A little bit more of a macho mentality sometimes. But I love to see that all sports are taking health issues, especially head trauma, much more seriously than they have in the past.
And in a sport such as women's lacrosse, you would be surprised it's one of the leading sports for concussions, actually. Now, I maintain that a lot of that has to do with some of the rules and the way those rules are called. That being said, we have made some advancements in all of that kind of stuff. Any check to the head is a mandatory yellow card, all that kind of stuff. But I will tell you this, Randy. I have been doing this for a while now, we'll say. 18 seasons here at this level and called hundreds and hundreds of games. And I have never seen a red card come out. I've yet to see a straight red card come out for a vicious check, and seen plenty of them. But it's just something that you just don't see in this game.
You ever seen a fight on the field? Like 2 women try to throw hands?
No, I've seen some pushing and shoving, though, here and there.
Nothing like box lacrosse? Some
of
those videos that come out are wild.
No box lacrosse action, but certainly seen a lot of amazing things. But, yeah, have yet to see, in the hundreds of games that I've done, a straight red card come out for a foul. Tars control on the draw and into their offensive end. Keeping things settled down. The double team is on. Look through the sphere, no call. Quick pass across. That pass is going to catch a Tampa player there. And talking about concussion, that's part of it too. Now, That's a pass. It's not a dangerous shot, so no call on something like that. But hopefully everybody's okay there. Obviously, plenty of protections. If that would have been a shot, that would have been a yellow card against the Tars. But on a pass, just doesn't work. So with that, Spartans control. Quick inlet pass. Good recovery there from Goldstein and McMillan on defense. Ball worked over left side. Trying to roll underneath. Nope, they'll work it back behind. Ball worked up, top center. Top left over left side now here for the Spartans. There's the inlet pass. Spartans can't make the handle. What's the call here? Going to have a 3-second violation on the Tars. Trail official called. I haven't seen him signal. Clearing everybody out. Still haven't seen a signal yet from the official.
I'm very confused. All I know is you don't want to give Sophie Risk a free shot on cage like this.
No. Center hash there for just an absolute dynamite player. And again, low bounce shot there. And that finds the back of the net. Not much you can do about that for if you're Studebaker. And Tars are struggling a bit here. A couple unforced errors. I don't know what that call was. I never saw the signal from the official.
And if we look at the game stats overall, Tars are credited with 6 fouls. I feel like it's been more. And
it does feel like it's
been more. And I feel like Tampa's 6 for 6 on all those fouls. I don't think they've missed a foul shot yet.
Yeah, Spartans have been capitalizing on the Tars errors, certainly. And, you know, if you are a team of Tampa's caliber, if you're the defending national champion, you have to do that. As the Tars trail by 9, under 7 remaining in this second quarter of action.
And give Tampa credit. Again, Rollins started the first quarter really well, started the second quarter well, and then Tampa just kills the momentum and takes over.
And we're going to say that the Tars stepped over the line there. That will be Tampa ball. As they work that one back behind. And on up. Spartans control. Top center running a little bit more time now than they used to. They would have already attacked the goal in the first quarter, I think, and just trying to, you know, get a couple circuits around now before they go. 3 seconds is the call there on the Tars.
And that's frustrating as a coach.
Yeah, it's frustrating as a player. Now that's, you know, changed a little bit. Quick whistle on that. Not a lot of time there to let Studebaker get set. I'm really surprised the official blew the whistle so quick there. She did not look set to me, and the official blew the play in.
We're starting, now it's a double-digit lead, 15-5. Not ideal. The first game, you can chalk it up. It'd be interesting to see how this back half of the second quarter ends. And for both teams, in the second half, do they start maybe playing some of the people or not and get more experience on the field, keep the starters in, get conditioning, get game ready. So it'll be interesting to see the strategy, how this game moves forward.
Running clock now as that 10-goal margin on the board. Tars really want to go to the half here, I think, and get something going and take a quick break, get a reset. As
it's really hard to play defense again and again and again. Instead of you making the play, you're chasing people, which is that much more exhausting. You say it may not be hot, but it's 80 degrees out here, first game of the season, under the sun, AstroTurf. The players are still getting their legs under them.
Absolutely. First game of the season, you got to get those jitters out. Certainly not the first half that the Tars wanted to start this off, as this looks like a continuation of 2024. Here's some aggression here from the Tars. The double team is on. Make it a triple team. Spartans able to roll away from that, but, you know, getting hampered. That just gets you frustrated, too, if you're the Spartans. And you gotta frustrate your opponent.
Correct. And that's the difference between the men's game and women's game is you can't check them. It's just you have to kind of just hold there and hope they drop the ball. I love slashing. Slashing's the wrong word. I love checking people. I love knocking the ball into I love knocking the ball into someone's.
Your true colors are coming out here, Randy.
I was an LSM. I like the play.
Ball sung up top center. There's the shot. There's the save for Studebaker. And I tell you what, she goes down low for that. Every single shot has been low. She makes that save. A great job there by Studebaker, being used to, you know, taking some notes here of what's been going on in this game. Every shot's been low. That one's going to be low. In a great position there to make that save. Push there in transition against the Spartans.
And that's the first recorded save by either Rollins goalie this match. 15 goals against, collectively 1 save.
Yeah, those are not stats you want.
Not ideal.
Not being said, you know, defense has struggled a bit in the early going in this one, in this first half, of just being that half to whole step behind, quite frankly, and just getting those backside cuts kind of coming in. And, you just got to get to the break, reset, get something going. As the shot right on top of the cage is going to miss the mark, we're going to have a foul there against the Tars. Tars are going to be on the 8-meter here for the first time today. Delaney Hudson. Eight-meter opportunity here. Hudson with an opportunity. Stick in her left hand, will step in, shoot, and score. And the Tars found the back of the net, cut it back to a 9-goal lead.
If I have this correct, I think that's her first goal in her Tar career.
I believe it is, yes. I believe it is.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Hudson.
Always a big moment. Get your name in the record book.
Absolutely, yes. And what hopefully will be a more to come. She's been all over the field. Has had a couple assists already so far. No, I have her. Actually, I have her as her second goal. Her second goal and
apologize.
2 assists already.
Congrats on having 2 goals.
Yes. As you were saying, we like to call out the second goal for a player in their career.
First goal means nothing. It's all about
it's
doing
all about the second one.
It's like in boxing or MMA. You win the championship, you got to retain the championship to be the champion.
Yes. Well, we'll apologize to the Hudson family for not bringing more attention to that on the first one, but Delaney Hudson, congratulations on your second goal. Violation there called against the Spartans. That will be Tar's ball, as they'll quickly pick that one up and get it into their offensive third. Allen controls, skips it all the way across the field. Ball work back behind, coming through X, up right side now. Tars running through. Are they going to try and run an ISO play here? No, they'll swing that up. Top center. There's Allen. Drives, beats a defender, beats another one, gets taken down to the ground hard. Cross-check is the call. She'll be on the 8-meter now.
And good run down the middle of the defense right there.
Card coming out. Cross-check as she was depleted there. Let's get the call from the official. Delaney Starr with the yellow card there.
She's a transfer from University of Indy. Big defender for them last year, helping them win the championship. I got to meet her last year, interview her. Could not be nicer.
Alexa Allen. 3 steps, shot, and nicely defended there by the Spartans. Just getting a stick in there, deflecting that one high. And a big swing there. Yeah. I think we're going to have a card come out there. Just a bit of a mental error there. Katie Bell. There's your slash. And the slash doesn't have to connect with anything, but you take that big swing and you follow through and the stick goes and hits the ground kind of thing. Almost always you're going to have that slash call. And for Bell, the sophomore out of Crofton, Maryland. Tars back on their heels again. And another foul. Green card coming out. What is the call here? Offsides against the Tars.
So now there are 2 women down.
Two-woman advantage for the Spartans right now. As we tick just above 2 minutes remaining in this first half of action. I'll be past right side, looking to make a move underneath. It's not there. Spartan swinging up top left. Trying to work something across. Looking to drive in. Nice slide there. No, it did not go in. Off 2 posts and out.
I also think she used her foot there.
Yeah, a kick save and a butte there for Studebaker, as got her foot on that, off of 2 posts and out. And Tars are in the offensive end. Now, they are 2 women down at the moment, and they'll give that one over to the Spartans. First, or not the first penalty, but the green card has been released. Second penalty, but the shorter penalty.
Tars down 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. If they can keep it single digits.
Beautiful pass and right on top of Studebaker. She goes down low where every shot has been, and of course, that's the one high one on the afternoon, and Spartans have found the back of the net. Just kind of uncontested there. Beautiful cut across and just a great pass in to connect.
And Tampa now has a dog mask on top of a stick up in the air, and they're dancing around it like a totem pole.
Okay.
Yeah. Appreciate the celebration.
Yes, grading celebrations is always fun. And now we're going to have a stoppage from the official. Let's see what the official says.
Appreciate the refs being on top of it.
Yeah, so sorry, we're not trying to give you what's going on because we're trying to figure out what's going on. Trying to listen to the refs as they come over here and tell us what's up. So with the running clock, you have to be releasing those penalties as they come off. Even with that running clock, that's why the official stopped it. I just say, hey, we got to make sure that that penalty is released as it comes off. Tars have a few more seconds, I believe, here on this penalty.
Shouldn't the clock be running again?
They did, but they stopped it. Once you stop it,
okay.
you can. The officials can still stop it during a running clock condition. That will release the other penalty. Goldstein works it up there to Bell. Challenged right away. Rolls away from trouble. Nice move there from Bell.
That was that spin move in Madden.
12 seconds left here for the Tars. Under 10 seconds now, and they'll miss the handle. Ball will trickle out of bounds, and that will do it for this first half of action as the defending national champions, University of Tampa Spartans, lead your Rollins College Tars a score of 16-6. That's Randy Silver. I'm Clark Sprinkle. We'll be back in about 10 minutes' time. Welcome back to K Hall Sandspur Field here on the campus of Rollins College in Winter Park, Florida, where your Rollins College Tars trail by a score of 16-6 to the defending national champions, University of Tampa. As the Spartans have come into this one, Randy, looking like they have not missed a beat from the last game they played in 2024.
Whoever voted them the #1 team in the nation in the preseason poll knew what they were doing.
Yes, they look very, very sharp. Tars have struggled a bit on defense here. Only, what do we have, one save here in that first half of action. Now, just a lot of shots right on top of the cage. Great off-ball movement from the Spartans. And Tars, just struggled a little bit there when they have settled things down in the offensive end. They've had success, however.
And transition as well. Tampa just running up and down the field off of every missed shot, off of every draw control. They want to run, and they run.
Delaney Hudson with 2 goals. Abigail DeGroat with 2. Bell with 1 and Nickel with 1 for the Tars. As the second half is underway, that 10-goal margin means we will have a running clock as long as it's at 10 or more. Ball worked over right side here. Spartans will skip that one up top left. See what we see from the Spartans in this second half of action. Their foot had been on the gas for most of that first half.
If we can play the game within the game, Tars started the first quarter with a goal, started the second quarter with a goal. Can they start the third quarter with a goal?
Yeah, and that's part of it. You can't always think, well, we got to go win the game. We got to go win the game. You got to win the next possession. And there's a nicely defended play there, deflecting that ball over top, getting that stick in there.
I think we could say that's the first bad shot from Tampa. And good credit to Rollins' defense making it happen.
Absolutely. Tars just needed a reset there. And sometimes that happens. You just got to get a hard reset, turn it off, turn it back on again, and we're going to have a foul there against the Spartans. It will be Tars' ball.
Okay. Can they go get that first goal?
Goldstein now. Swings it up to Allen, who's across midfield. Moves it in the air there to Cannon.
Good, solid clear.
Cannon works it back behind to Hudson, who runs it through X. Right side now, eyes up the field. Little rosy pass. Beautiful inlet pass. Bell can't make the handle, though. Ball on the deck. A lot of red jerseys, but let's see who's going to come up with this one as it's still on the ground, and the Spartans will come away with that one. Ground ball battle so important.
If you're just tuning in, look how fast Tampa goes from defense to offense.
Yeah, just that transition. Just run it down the field, try to get a fast break. They do and get a goal, as the Tars defense still just a little out of sorts to get this one going. And you see it now, trying to coach everybody up, everybody out there working together as a team. All right, ladies, what do we need to do to shut this one down? But just that fast break, and you got to step up. You got to get in, get in her way and slow things down there, and Tars just not able to do that on D.
And you talked about team. Give Isabella Avila credit. She took the ball 80 yards by herself, deked out multiple Rollins players, low to high shot, bounced it in for a goal. That is conditioning, that is strength, that is mental fortitude, and that is just the will to want to score. And look at her, she's not even breathing hard.
You have to get me a stretcher. And if I don't think I can make it to midfield, much less doing anything.
I'll put you on
that.
my back.
You look like a pretty strong guy, Randy. I don't know if you're that strong. And a timeout there called by Dennis Short. As you can tell, he wants to get things moving off to on the right foot here in this second half of action.
My only thinking is something that he talked about at halftime was not seen out on the field, and he wants to say, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
I'm going to take my headset off for a second to see if I can hear this.
As head coach Dennis Short heads in there, tries to get everybody working and heading in the right direction. Everybody getting coached up here a little bit. Tampa, you see head coach Kelly Gallagher coaching everybody up over there as well. Getting some fire going there for the Tars, and not that fire that they were hoping for to start the second half. But if anything will get you fired up, this should. So the Tars coming up.
I got it. That was
trying to get going.
Very impassioned speech by the assistant coach. He was saying the offense is not valuing the ball. We talked about at halftime. Stop pushing the ball into the middle on offense. We're losing the ball. It's creating turnovers and transition opportunities for Tampa. And on that first possession of offense for Rollins here, Clark, what they do, they tried to go in the middle. They lost the ball, led to a goal. He was saying, keep putting the ball around. And offense, you're not putting the defense in a position to be successful by turning the ball over. Very impassioned speech there.
Yeah.
And obviously, they thought it was highly needed to get the burn a timeout 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes into the third quarter.
17-6, 11-goal margin for Tampa. Now, we've seen comebacks that have eclipsed this. Quite frankly, it can happen.
Against the number one team in the nation?
Yeah. Now that's something different.
I would not put my savings on it, respectfully.
And then we're going to have a violation there, draw control violation. We had one warning to both teams in the first half, and too many players out there. Too many players on the offensive end, and you see some kind of new faces out there for Tampa. And
correct.
a little unsure.
Maybe the timeout was meant for that to happen. There you
never
go.
know.
There you go. Foreshadowing.
We have another official.
Yeah. Game's
official down in the corner.
Game's getting a bit disjointed.
And officials eventually stop the clock. We'll see. Too many women on the field here. So, yes, a lot of confusion going on here from Tampa. This is not the same team we saw in the first half here, Randy. Two unforced errors early going in the third quarter of action. See head coach Kelly Gallagher coming over, given that opportunity to coach everybody up. And some new faces up there who maybe might not
be playing
know it quite as well.
Well, we talked about this at the end of the first half. How would Tampa play? Would they keep their starters in or up double digits, start getting some new people opportunities out there?
Ball back behind. A little bit of a more spread offense here from the Tars. They'll work it up top center, swing it over right side. Swing it back behind. Two-woman advantage right now for the Tars. There's the inlet pass. There's the shot. There's the goal for the Tars. The spark that they needed there coming from Madison McGarry.
Great shot, left side of the goal. She was able to put it in there, coming in from top of the box through the crease. After all the shenanigans that happened to get to that point, it's back to a 10-goal game.
And I tell you what, it takes that sometimes, and especially in the early goings of the season, you got to get out there and just keep hammering home all of those issues. But message received there from the Tars, it was effective.
Correct.
Both penalties should be released.
Yes,
with
I
that.
see nobody there sitting in their penalty chair.
What can the Tars do now? First step, get that clock stopping again. Cut that down to 9. Ball is up on the deck. And there's Troutwine coming up with the ground ball. Great pickup. She's got trouble. Works it back through her defense. McMillan controls. Had Goldstein here near side, but that'll be picked up there by the Spartans. McMillan needs some help here.
Oh, good move.
Yeah, great move underneath. She'll move it with her feet. Rolls away from trouble. Switches back lefty now. Works it over to Goldstein. Goldstein sticking her right hand. Eyes up the field. Trying to clear it out. Great ride here from the Spartans. She'll work it over far side, and Tars can't make the handle.
All that work.
Yeah.
You can't make the simple pass.
Yeah, just tough to make that catch there, and turnover goes in favor of the Spartans. You just can't make those little mistakes in a game like this. Ball taken back behind here. Swung over right side. As we mentioned, new faces out there for the Spartans. New goalie, Warnkin in the cage for them. Inlet pass right on top of the crease. Ball up over top. Might have had a save on that one. Might have caught a piece of that.
Clark.
Nice pat. Oh, I thought that was a good check. Nope.
Clark, do you know the assistant coach's name here for Rollins?
So we have some new assistant coaches this year. And obviously Caroline Gastingay, and I don't have that down, actually.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll see if I can get the gentleman's name, but he's very animated when he talks to these players. I like it. He's not letting them be complacent and just deal. He's getting up to them and saying, you need to do this to be better, pushing them to improve. And it will be interesting to see how the players respond to that throughout the season.
Check to the head coming against Tampa because it's the fourth. It's unreleasable. Or no, against the Tars, rather. I didn't see that, but non-releasable.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's not on the website.
Getting some more clarification from the officials here. So Madison McGarry. Okay, Madison McGarry with the penalty there for the Tars. Non-releasable because it is the fourth team card. And there's a shot and a goal that will not release, and that lead going back to 11. Clock still running, and Tars just not able to collapse there on that 8-meter. Tars will remain one woman down.
At least the clock is running, so the penalty will die quicker than if the clock wasn't running.
Yes. You'll have less actual game time of that than you typically would. By the time we take this draw, we might actually be under 1 minute
Correct.
remaining in the penalty.
And give Tampa credit. They have 25 shots in the match. 18 on goal, 18 goals. 100% on goal to goal percentage. That is unheard of, Clark.
Too many players for the Tars.
Excuse me, they just updated the stat. It's now 18 shots on goal. Sorry, 19 shots on goal, 18 goals.
Yeah.
97%, excuse me.
And then we
Still pretty good.
Just had a green card coming out. Too many women on the field there against the Tars. As that first penalty should be coming off here quickly. Just under a minute now left in that.
Yeah, 10 seconds apart on each of them.
Well, it's the first game for the Tars. It's the first game for the Spartans. It's also the first game for the officials this year. A lot of discussion going on today, and, let's hope everything can get to that well-oiled machine status for everybody involved as the season moves along. What do we have here? Another green card here. Is this an offsides call?
These refs are getting a workout running over here to tell us all the fouls.
Yeah. Green card's going to get run out. Too many players on the field and offsides. As some frustration there from head coach Dennis Short as just those early early season errors ruining their ugly head here against the top-ranked team in the country. You got to be in mid-season form for a game like this, and
And as a coach, you can live with a team being better than you physically,
it's gonna
athletically.
happen. Yeah.
But the mental errors is something that you can control.
Very frustrating for the Tars, and But hey, look, we saw it from the Spartans too to start this second half with the back-to-back green cards and same kind of thing.
Correct.
Offsides and that sort of thing, and
But now look at this, because the Rollins has no woman on the field.
yeah, they're three
on.
players down right now.
And creates a turnover.
Yep. Penalties released, and the Tars still haven't sent a player
Yeah,
on.
they're like, wait, who can go?
Who's
who
going
can't?
on? All right, and the other two penalties released. Back to even strength now for the Tars. Quick pass on top of the crease, and the additional attackers out there. Tars just getting caught a little flat-footed there.
Good shot, high to high. She deked low, but stayed high.
Mhm.
Really nothing goalkeeper could do there. And the Tars' whole team was really discombobulated because of all the different penalties going on, coming off, going on, coming off.
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in. It's a tough situation to be in that, and you practice that kind of stuff in fall ball. You practice that stuff in the spring, but until you get into the game,
Correct.
and until you get into the season, it's just different.
Correct.
And you did it last year, but it's just not fresh in your mind, kind of thing, and you got to get used to it as a timeout
Correct.
called there by.
And now you're
the Tars?
you're in the third quarter of a game. You're physically drained, mentally drained. How do you keep your body going? No cramping, but also mentally, you got to stay locked in the whole time.
Yeah, you got to stay sharp in those situations, and Tars just getting caught a little out of sorts there. That being said, Tars have had some great plays by a number of different players here. We've seen Delaney Hudson really making an impact in this one. 2 goals, 3 assists for her, 5-point game for her already. She has been an absolute force out there. Abby DeGroat with those 2 early goals as well, and has been a standout on defense today as well. Katie Bell, the sophomore, also with a goal. Great performance from her. Sydney Nickel, she's got a goal as well for the Tars, and great season last year for Nickel, and looking to add to that this year, getting off to a nice track, a nice start at least for a few players out there. Obviously, defense not looking, in that midseason form for the Tars. But that being said, we mentioned Isabella Cecchi, the defender, all Sunshine State Conference player last year. Her presence is certainly missed out there.
Yes.
But we have seen some great D. McMillan does look good out there. Goldstein has been kind of all over the place as well.
Correct.
So
I don't know if you could
also some action.
I don't know if you could say who's the better goalie. This isn't a fair game to really grade the Rollins goalie for this season. Both goalies are in there. Both goalies have been hung out to dry.
They kind of have. Studebaker with 1 save, Vital with no saves, but no real chance for them. So let's talk about the Tampa goalies, right? How are they doing? They have the same save total as the Tars right now. So that can tell you a lot about this game on how that's going. This isn't, sometimes you'll see it in the NHL, you'll see it in different sports where you get goalied, where somebody just, standing on their head.
Correct.
That's not what's happening here. High percentage shots right on top of the crease for the Tampa, for the Spartans rather, have been great. High percentage shots right on top of the crease for the Tars have been great too. There's just a heck of a lot more for the Spartans than there are for the Tars right now.
Correct. And, you got to give Tampa offense credit. They're making it very hard on the Rollins goalies. They're putting every shot low to high, high to high, high to low, offside of stick. Perfect placements on basically every shot.
And the Tars shots that they've had have been great too.
Yes.
It's just getting to the shot. Some turnovers there, some unforced errors that have cost them.
It's the other 95% of the game.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where sometimes you just have these situations where you just can't score and you can't figure it out. The Tars can score.
Correct.
It's just getting everything settled and getting those high-quality opportunities. When they get those opportunities, they find the back of the net just as frequently as Tampa has. They just haven't been in a position to give themselves those opportunities.
Yeah. And Charlotte Gaston-Gay is not playing today. Her sister Caroline, all-time program leader in goals, graduated after last season. So those are big shoes to fill. And putting 7 goals on the national champions of last year, the number 1 team in the nation this year, is no small feat. That is something you can take away from this game.
There's a big save there. However, that rebound's going to be taken over there by the Tars. Tars were pushed over there. Tars were pushed over the line there.
Referee thought different.
I saw her get pushed. But
You're wearing blue, not black and white.
I am. I'm wearing my Rollins shirt. Yes, thank you very much. But
I wasn't going to say Rollins. I said blue.
but yeah, I thought she got pushed over the line, but officials see it differently. Tars back to being 1 woman down. Ball over right side, swung back behind. Great job on the slide there for the Tars, collapsing down low. What's the call we got here?
Cross check.
I didn't see the call.
30 seconds.
Nonetheless, it might have been a 3-second call. Not sure. But there's a chance there's a shot off stick hip and finds the back of the net. 3 steps and a hard shot is going to be hard to stop.
I have that as Ingles' 7th goal of the match.
Wow.
Going for a triple hat trick.
As Tampa has hung 20 on the Tars here at home to start the 2025 season. Not much you can do about a shot like that from that proximity either.
No.
It's just such an impossible save to make. Quite frankly, it's if you do make those saves, it's not a whole lot of skill sometimes. No. It's, there's skill involved in being in the right place at the right time, being in position to make it, and all that kind of stuff. Studebaker's in the right position for that. It's just the cards are stacked against you in a situation like that. As that draw control is going to go in favor of the Spartans.
Last year, Tampa scored 20 goals, 5 games. Last year, they won their first match of the season against Lenore Wine, 26-3. So they're on pace to break 26, but good on Rollins to score more than 3. And give credit to the program. That means that they're ready to play game 1 of the season.
Yeah, they look like they're in midseason form. A great cut there, a great shot. Spartans do an excellent job of getting the ball out of the stick quickly. That's the old quick stick, just kind of a little half cradle, and the shot. Again, very difficult to defend. Your defensive move right there is not on the shot. You have to defend that pass in a situation like that, and just a little bit difficult there for the Tars.
And as a defense now, how do you stay motivated? You're down 3x of the goals you scored. How do you make sure to continue to play hard? Because you're not just playing for this game. You're playing one for your spot on the team, but also you're playing to build momentum for future games.
Well, that's it. When you're down by 14 late in the third quarter, it's a tough spot that you're in, Randy. And you never want to be in that, but I think you played, I played. Everybody's been in these situations where it's just not going your way. It's just not your day. And to me, this is almost more important when how you play
Correct.
Than when you're on the other end of this. When you're up or when it's close game, you do whatever you can. This is where your bad habits and everything really come to the fore. And if you're able to power through that, it's one of those, learning experiences, one of those teaching moments, whatever you want to call it, of how do you respond when you're in a situation like this. And, again, a pass right on top of the crease, and Studebaker can't do anything about that one. Yeah. And it's how you respond and how you act in a situation where, it's quite frankly, it's gotten out of hand. It's a rival.
Correct.
This is not how you want to start things up for the season, but how are you going to set yourself up for success the rest of the season?
Correct.
Tars did receive votes in the national poll and everything to start the season. They're picked to finish the Sunshine State Conference in 4th this year. You have to be able to play and put yourself in a situation where you can't let this define anything.
Correct.
This is just a moment, and you know what? You see a lot of teams, they trip at the finish line kind of thing. Tars stumbled coming out of the gates here.
Correct.
A little bit.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. You want to be peaking at the SSC tournament and get yourself into the NCAA tournament.
Yes, that's the goal of the season. And you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, and it's how you deal with that and how you deal with those situations. And you have to, adapt and overcome and figure it out, quite frankly.
Correct. So now if I was Coach Short, I would say, hey, guys, we're down 22-7. Forget about the first 3 quarters. Let's go win the 4th quarter.
Absolutely.
We lost quarter 1, 9-2. We lost quarter 2, 7-4. We lost quarter 3, 6-1. Let's go win the 4th quarter. They're probably going to be playing some people who don't play. Let's go out there and build momentum into our next game, which is February 14th at Limestone.
Yeah, Tars going on the road for a couple of games. They'll take on Limestone on Valentine's Day, and then they'll be on the road against Florida Tech. And again, that Florida Tech game, that's also a non-conference game.
And they won the conference last year in the regular season.
They did. They did. A great season there.
And then you host Adelphi, who was in the championship game versus Tampa. Like, Coach Short told me before the game, I don't play an easy schedule. It doesn't do my team justice. And look at those first 3 out of 4 games. Limestone's usually consistently good as well.
Absolutely. Some big teams on the road, some big teams at home, and then get this, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game homestand.
Yeah, that was
for the
crazy.
Tars.
I mean, give him credit for getting that scheduled like that.
Yeah, whoever's scheduling this, and it's Dennis Short who's handling all the scheduling. I don't know how he does it.
No.
But he has got it figured out. An 8-game homestand for the Tars.
They're at home from basically, so let's just call it, they play Florida Tech February 21st. February 22nd, all the way to April 2nd, they're at home.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's huge. That's huge. That's huge for the Tars. I believe 11 home games this year.
Yeah, 5 away games total.
Yeah.
Now, for me, on the Tampa side, the game to watch, Adelphi goes to Tampa February 22nd. Rematch of the championship game last year in
That'll
Tampa.
Be an exciting one.
I will be tuning in for that game, folks, and you should too.
Great setting here. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best setting in all of college lacrosse. However you cut it, I absolutely love having games here at K Hall Sandspur Field, especially where we are here, low amongst the action and the press gazebo in between the teams. It's a great spot to be. I will also say that the Naomi Athletic Complex over in Tampa is also a great setting.
To been yet.
Yeah, it's a great spot. All that and.
Will you be watching the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be watching it. But my knowledge of the college game is vast. The pro game, not so much. Hey, I'm going for I don't know.
The question is, do you want the three-peat of the Chiefs, or do you want, lack of a better term, upstart, the Eagles to dethrone the champions?
I don't know. I don't really have a dog in the hunt kind of thing. I'm just hoping for a good game. And what I'm really hoping for is some good chicken wings and some good 7-layer dip. Yeah. That's my big ask for the game.
Good commercials as well.
Yes. So that's my big ask for the game tomorrow. But, yeah, lots of sports coming up. 4 Nations face-off and hockey. Excited for that. That should be exciting.
You got March Madness coming up in about a month and a half.
Mm-hmm. And we have a whole season of college lacrosse out in front of us as well. Men getting off to a great start yesterday against Belmont Abbey. A 7-6 victory on the road for them.
You're talking about Rollins' team.
The Rollins team,
sir.
yes. Rollins men with a great victory as they've got some unfinished business, I think, and There's a shot, another goal there for the Spartans in the early going of this one.
What
That'll
were
release the penalty.
What were they
there.
picked in the SSC preseason poll?
You know, I don't have that pulled up right now. I did not see. I think they might have been second or third, if I'm not mistaken.
The good thing is I have technology at my hands.
There we go. Wi-Fi is the answer to a lot of this stuff. If only there was a tool that we could use to figure this stuff out. But nonetheless, we'll of course have those games here on the Tars Sports Network for you.
Tars were picked third. First in the men's was Tampa. So Tampa's men and women, the coaches predict they're going to take the SSC. Tampa with 49 points, 7 first place votes. Florida Southern, 1 first place vote, 40 points. And Rollins third with 38 points. Not bad.
No, some good lacrosse being played by both of these schools here, as they'll hope to have a great season. Sunshine State Conference is the absolute SEC, or maybe it's the Big Ten now. I'm an SEC guy, so but nonetheless, just the absolute toughest conference to play in
for D2 lacrosse.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, the ability to be able to play in the middle of February in 80-degree heat while the rest of the U.S. is either in the snow or rain or cold, you're built different. You're built different out here.
Yeah, and beautiful campuses, beautiful schools, great schools, both University of Tampa and Rollins. You know, University of Tampa used to be a Division I school years ago, and had a fairly prominent football team years ago, and had some success. A lot of athletes coming out of both programs, Tampa and University, and Rollins as well. Rollins ended their football program in 1949, but they were 13-1 all time against University of Tampa. I always found that interesting. Tampa actually made it to the 1971 Tangerine Bowl here in Orlando. Yes, in college football.
So now let me ask you this question. Would you rather be a dominant program in D2 or a team getting beat on consistently in D1?
Well, for one, I would tell you that I think a lot of these programs can contend at any level. D3 with D2, D2 with D1. I think if you take – there's a great shot by the Tars as McGarry gets the Tars back on the board. You take this Tampa Spartan team, and I would take them over better than half the field in Division I, if not two-thirds of it, quite frankly. I don't see that same talent gap or whatever you want to call it from different divisions, and sure, there's a little bit of difference in some of those ultra top tier teams.
Correct.
But you've got transfers from Maryland on this Tampa team.
Sophie Risk coming over.
You've got
multiple D1 transfers on Tampa.
And for them, I don't think it's about being lesser than or anything like that. I think for a lot of players, it's a better fit academically. Let's be honest. Well, we do have a professional women's lacrosse league now, but I don't know if anybody's making a career of it yet.
Correct.
As a whole career. And, we're just now at that point in the men's game where I think you might actually be able to make a living as a professional lacrosse player. So nobody goes pro in this game. For everybody, go to the school that, in my mind, whether it's D1, D2, D3, whatever it is,
sets you up for your career and your future.
Sets you up for your career and your future, and you have to think too. Hey, if I wasn't a lacrosse player, would I be happy at this school? Kind of thing.
Tampa, Winter Park, Orlando, not too bad places to spend 4 years.
No, great places and great reputations academically as well. Rollins. Believe has maintained that top ranking of top regional school in the Southeast as something that they are very proud of and should be very proud of.
Now, one of the things to talk about, obviously, in D1, you have NIL taking over and being able to help these students afford the education. Tampa, Rollins, a lot of the schools in SSC are private schools. Getting people to come here is one thing, but then can you give them any NIL fund money to help fund their education, livelihood, things like that?
Well, I think we need to start the maybe the NIL program needs to be started here. I don't know if Rollins has one. If we do have one, if somebody's started one, that would be news to me. But certainly, I don't know why it wouldn't be available. Ooh, off the post.
The women's soccer coach, her name is Coach Shuck, right? I think so.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I was talking to her about that. I'm like, hey, how do you compete for athletes when potentially they go to schools providing NIL money? And she said it's something that she's taking as initiative to see how can she come together with the other Rollins coaches and get some type of NIL collective here to help, recruit players and get better talent. Not that the talent here is bad, but how do you continue to grow that talent and get some, international stars or some people who maybe could go D1 but want to come to D2 instead?
Certainly, and it's an interesting proposition. It's something that we've been faced with, and the transfer portal being what it is, and so much. There's a save there for Tampa, and that's we mentioned playing catch with the goalie before. Not a high percentage shot there, but still nice to get one on the cage there for the Tars. You see, football gets all of the focus on the transfer portal.
Yes.
And we've had all this talk in college football about what the effect of the transfer portal has had on the game and has it changed the game. And, yes, it has absolutely changed the game. It's undeniable that it has changed the game. But the transfer portal is not just a tool to be used for college football. It is for every sport. And Rollins has successfully used that at the men's level, has successfully used that here at the women's level as well. And I think you're going to start seeing that more and more as the Spartans have found the back of the net yet again. There against the Tars. There's a shot right on top of
and I love
Collier now in the cage for the Tars, the freshman getting some time.
And that was Sophie Risk celebrating the goal like it was her first goal of the game.
Yeah.
Even though they were up big, she's still competing just as hard, and that's what you want to see as a team captain.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I would not be surprised if they take her out shortly to let someone else run X. And it looks like she may be coming out.
There you go.
I was just talking to her coach.
Randy, you know what you're doing here. It's
yes.
pretty good.
Almost
it's
like
pretty good.
I played the game.
Almost like you've been around here. Let's see if she takes a step out. She's over there talking with Kelly Gallagher right now.
I'm very impressed with Tampa. Coming in.
So am I, yeah.
You figured they were going to be successful and win, #1 team in the nation. But just how conditioned they are for the first game of the season and how fast they are at their transitions, it's going to be an uphill battle for any team to compete with them.
Yeah, they absolutely look like the #1 team in the country. We'd see we've got a player being sent off. You know what it is? She's got a little blood coming from her knee there. Needs to get some medical attention. That's news. That is news to Mary Kate Person there, as Mary Kate Person. Mary Kate Person had a skinned-up knee, and this is a contact sport, and you got a lot of bumps and bruises. You see a lot of players whose arms will just be black and blue,
especially artificial turf.
Yeah,
not forgiving.
And some skinned-up knees and that sort of thing, but can't have blood. You got to get that wrapped up before you can get back out there. She's fine. She had no idea. And a shot finds the back of the net. Another goal there for the Spartans.
But again, just how quick was that from the draw control to the goal?
Yeah.
It was game time, 15 seconds, all by one player. That is a talent level that you have to give credit to Coach Gallagher of bringing in the Tampa. And it wasn't a it wasn't a fast build. When this program started 10 years ago, they weren't good. And they really weren't quality in competing for the highest level until about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you've seen them develop. And now they're at a point where they're in the same level as a Delphi of like, we're here consistently. Now it's a destination to come to.
I think Florida Southern, of course, brought a lot of attention to the Sunshine State Conference and the Tars, making the national semifinals a couple years in a row for the Tars about 10, 12 years ago. Brought a lot of attention down here. Of course, Florida Southern winning that national championship that they did. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago? Whatever that worked out to be. Maybe 6 or 7, actually. Then, of course, Tampa winning it last year. And I have to say, Tampa really came on strong. We talked about Alex Walling and her performance last year. When she started out the season, it wasn't, oh my goodness, this is a goalie who's going to change the game here for somebody. Credit to her for playing in those big games and playing big in those big games.
Correct.
We have a charge there called against the Tars.
And she's from San Diego. She played at a school called Torrey Pines, which is the best school consistently in San Diego for lacrosse. So she was used to playing high-level competition and helped uplift that Tampa on the run to the championship. I mean, if I look at some of her accolades last year, in her career, she played 69 games, started 58 games, played over 3,000 minutes with 10 goals against average, 451 saves.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
10
really
goals
impressive.
10 goals is pretty good.
Yeah, and that's kind of the deal at the end of the day. If you can limit your opponent to 10 goals or under, and you should win every game. You got to be able to score more than 10 goals. And
Tampa averaged 15 goals last year, so they're winning those games. And I interviewed her after the championship game. She was so nice and sweet and quiet. And then I asked Sophie about her. Sophie's like, dude, she's a dog on the field. She's so loud. But she was so polite and quiet during the interview. So it just shows how some of these athletes can turn it on once they're on the field.
Cross-check there going against Abigail DeGroat. And I think that's her second on the afternoon. She's done for the day. And every penalty is non-releasable at this point, with it being in addition to 3 cards. The first 3 are releasable depending on the severity of the penalty, of course. But
I mentioned earlier that in Tampa's first game last year, they won 26-3. So they've matched that. Last year they scored 28 goals, was the most in one match, and right now they're on pace to break that.
Mm-hmm. Quick pass across.
So I do understand from Coach Short, and this is a good conversation, wanting to be the best and compete against the best. But at what point is the law of diminishing returns where you're getting beat so bad in the first game it could demoralize the team for the rest of the season?
Well, look, the Tars have been in tough situations before, and a lot of that is due to coaching. In my mind, of how you overcome that, and Tars have always overcome that in the past. I wouldn't think that this year would be anything different. And look, sometimes you just get beat. It happens.
Correct.
And it's up to the coaches and your leaders on the team, your captains, your seniors, to be able to overcome that and have that will to say, you know what, forget Saturday. No need to worry about that again. We don't need to talk about that again. How are we going to perform the next game? The first thing you have to do is get this out of your mind.
Correct.
You just got to get this out of your mind and move on. And
you're like, hey, y'all, every team we play from this point will not be as difficult until we play Tampa again. And you know what? When we play Tampa again, we lost 26-8. Let's make that margin minus 15, 10, whatever, and that will show that we're improving on the season.
Well, I'm of the mind that the last thing you want to do is circle that date against Tampa again and think, oh no, we got to go play Tampa again. What's going to happen when we play them later in the season? We got such a struggle earlier in the season. There's a nice save there by Collier, and that's for the freshman, her first as a Rollins College Tar. Nicely done. But you don't want to be playing for, worried about this game in the future. Correct. You got to circle that game against Limestone coming
Correct.
Up here
next
in 6 days. You got Limestone in 6 days' time. That's the game you need to get ready for, and then you can think about Florida Tech. And it's not even thinking about the game against Limestone. You got to think about the first quarter.
Correct.
How are we going to go out there and win the first quarter? And if you win the first quarter, then you can compete in the second, kind of thing. And you just got to play the right way. I think you're going to have some tough practices this week, I would imagine. But you also
There's
just have
a tough goal right there.
Yeah, there you go.
And give Rollins credit on the defending national champs, number 1 team in the nation. They went up 1-0.
Yeah.
So they can say that they were leading on the best team in the nation. That is something that a lot of teams probably this season won't be able to say.
You know what? They've had 9 goals too, so there are some positive takeaways here from
Correct.
this game from the Tars. There's a lot of good stuff that you can take from this game. score is not one of them. And you use this as a learning experience, and hopefully you get this out of your system.
Correct.
You
Mulligan.
get exactly. You get these kind of mistakes out of your system. You get a lot of this stuff. Just kind of say, okay, one of the things that happens to a lot of these teams is the green card fouls and everything that we've had today here for the Tars, and you see that if it happens here in this game, it's not going to affect the outcome. Those are things that can change a game in a Sunshine State Conference tournament game.
A LAN, a Palm Beach Atlantic.
Yeah, they can make the difference of, making the NCAA tournament or not in a late season game. Now the green card coming out here, that one going against Sarah Engel. So if you get them all out of your system now, good, because you don't want to have that one
Correct.
or that two in that key moment. And
good things on tape to work on and continue on, and some bad things on tape to say, hey, this has to change.
Yeah. As we wind things down here, Randy, it's been not the start that the Tars wanted to the season, but certainly an opportunity here for some improvement, and a nice shot there. However, just missed the mark. When the Tars have made shots on goal, they've been successful, as that will do it from K-Hall Sandspur Field, as that shot will miss the mark. And that will do it for the for this one. As University of Tampa Spartans showed up and looked like they hadn't missed a beat from last year. They look great for this one. And Tars, well, they've got some work to do. Saw time from 3 different goalies out there. As with that,
26-9, very good game for Tampa.
Yeah, an excellent game for Tampa, and they really performed well out there. They were ready. They never took their foot off the gas really throughout the entire game. And officially 2 saves for the Tars. That's something that you want to work on, but the goalie play was not the difference here in this one by any stretch. Defensive play, the Tars struggled with. And I'll tell you what, same number of saves for Tampa. 2 saves for them. 2 different goalies, each with 1 save apiece. So this wasn't a goalie thing. It was a defensive game, and Tampa's defense looked great. Tars.
It sounds like Minions right now. Good game.
It always does. It always does. It's that cadence, and it's funny. It is funny. It's
Sophie, nice game.
It is. It is something that's interesting that you see. Let's run down some stats here for the Spartans. Engel with 8 goals. Sophie Risk with 6. Howell with 4. Myhall with 4. Montgomery 2. McGarvey 1. Avelia 1. There. Borowski and Warnkin each credited with 1 save apiece for the Spartans. For your Rollins College Tars, Delaney Hudson, 3 goals and 3 assists for her. Abby DeGroat, 2 goals for her. Madison McGarry with 2. Katie Bell with a goal, and Sydney Nickel with a goal as well. Studebaker with 1 save. Vital with 1. I thought Collier had a save there. But officially not showing up in the books, at least now. Maybe if they look at the game tape, we'll see that.
Midweek correction.
Yeah, but nonetheless, not the way the Tars wanted to start the season, but an opportunity to grow from here.
Yes.
And look, all the pressure is on Tampa right now.
Yes.
And it's hard to play when you have a ton of pressure on that. Defending national champions,
number
starting
1
out
team
the season,
in the nation.
Ranked number 1, projected to win the Sunshine State Conference.
I think they're going to fall to 2 after this game.
Yeah.
Not.
I don't know about that.
Nope.
An absolute strong performance from them and Kelly Gallagher and crew.
If I could say 2 things for Rollins to work on, transition defense. They got blown out of the water multiple times on just how fast Tampa was getting back. And something that we talked about in the third quarter is the offense. Keep moving the ball around the crease, around the whole offensive zone, versus trying to force it into the middle. That was something we heard their assistant coach talking about. If they can clean those 2 things up, you bring down the margin of the loss, and you're going to be competitive in teams more around your level.
6 ground balls for the Tars, 13 ground balls for the Spartans. Draw controls 20 for Tampa, and for the Tars 15. So, some turnovers, some unforced errors, and that's kind of thing, for both teams. However, 15-8 in that turnover margin there. And with that, Randy, that starts off the 2025 season.
Yes.
So
looking forward to the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to the rest of the year. Tars will be on the road against Limestone on Valentine's Day at 4 p.m. Florida Tech after that on the 21st at 4, and then Tars back home to host Adelphi 7:30 p.m. February 25th. We'll have that game for you here on the Tar Sports Network. For Randy Silver, my name's Clark Sprinkle. Thanks, everybody, for joining as the Tars fall to the University of Tampa Spartans to open up the 2025 season. Until Adelphi on the 25th, goodbye, everybody.